Hello everyone. Through this video we will discuss the importance of static keyword in Java. In the last video you have seen different types of variables where static variable is also one of them. But still why static keyword is given maximum importance in Java, that we will know through this particular video. So before going to the details of static keyword, let's understand why static key is required. So basically this is required for memory management. How memory will be managed, that we have seen through the static variable concept, where the memory will be allocated for the class, not to any individual object, and that memory will be shared by all the objects separately. So better it belongs to the class rather than to every object of the class. Okay. So members declared as static can be accessed before the objects are created. This is very important point that we will discuss right now. That the static variables can be accessed without the use of object. Similarly, other static members whatever are present in Java can also be used without the help of the object. How? That we will see through the example. Okay. So if you use the static keyword, this is used for different concept, different situations. For static variable you can use, for method also you can use static keyword, for block you can use static keyword, for class also you can use static keyword. Regarding static class, you will discuss in the video whenever we will go for inner class. The rest three we will discuss in this video. So we'll see the example how static keyword is used. So use of static keyword. So I'm declaring a variable number equal to 20. This is an instance variable. Whenever I'm declaring any variable with a static keyword, now that we can consider as a static variable. Okay. So we'll define a method so which will display the values. So printing the value of number. Also we are printing the value of the static variable. Okay. So we have defined the method. We are defining the main method. Okay. Now how to call this show method? You have to create the object of the class. Then only I can call the method of that particular class, which already we have discussed. Okay. Let's compile this program. Open the command prompt. Compile successfully. and we are getting the output. The instance variable value is this one, static variable value is this one, whatever we have initialized. Okay, so till now we have discussed in types of variable. Okay, but if I'll write down one method with static keyword and I want to keep the same body here for the method display. Okay, and I'll call the display method by using the object. As display also belongs to the class test static key, so I am calling the same method display by using the object of that particular class. Okay, so we have not done anything new. We have defined a method where I am accessing the instance variable as well as static variable. I am defining another method which is declared as static, so I can say that it's a static method because the method is declared with the static keyword. Okay, and static, inside the static method we are also accessing the instance variable as well as the static variable. Okay, okay, so one error message is coming, non-static variable number cannot be referenced from a static context. Okay, so that means one conclusion we are drawing from this, the static methods cannot access non-static variables or instance variables. Clear? But if you'll see the non-static method, I am considering this as non-static method because we have declared this particular method without the help of static keyword. So the non-static method can access both static as well as non-static variable. But whenever you are discussing about static method, and static method cannot access instance variable. Clear? It can only access the static variables. Okay, so you have to remove this one. Let's check again. See, there is no error and you are getting the output. Okay, so to differentiate this, let's write down system.out.println inside static method inside non-static method. Okay, so first we are calling the non-static method. So inside the non-static method we are getting the value of instance variable as well as static variable. But whenever you are considering the case of static method, what we are considering as a special method in Java, because we have declared the method by using static keyword, but there only the static variable is being printed. We are unable to access the value of the instance variable inside the static method. Now, if I'll ask the same question to anyone that which one is better, whether the non-static method or the static method, obviously the answer will come non-static method. Clear? Non-static method is better because it can access everything, the instance variable as well as static variable. But we are putting a limitation for static variable, static method, that it can only access static variables. Okay. Then the question will come, what is the need of static method? Okay. Now the need of static method is whenever we are accessing the non-static method, this is very important point. Just remember this one. Whenever you are accessing the non-static method, clear? Object is must to call the non-static method. Clear? But whenever you are calling the static method, now object is not required. Clear? Object is not required. What is the requirement? Only the class name is sufficient. Clear? If you will call the static method, object is not required. Clear? If you are calling by using the object, it's okay, not a problem. But object is not compulsory to call the static method. Clear? So that means I can access the static method without creating the object. I can access directly the static method by using the class name only. Clear? Like non-static method, object is not compulsory to call the static method. Clear? Let's check. Compiled successfully and executed. Okay, now you can see the difference. Here I have called the show method by using the object of the class, but here object I have not used. I have used the class name directly to call the method. Okay, now the concept will come. We have discussed in one of the video that why main method is static in Java, because JVM is calling the main method before creating the object of the class. Object creation will be done only when you will enter to the main method. But for JVM, the case will be different. JVM is calling the main method to start the execution of the program. So that will be done before creating the object of the class. So that's why static is being declared for main method, or main method is declared as static because JVM is calling the main method before creating the object of the class. Clear? So you can find the difference between static method and non-static method. Static method will be declared with the keyword static. Non-static method is static keyword is not required. Non-static method can access the instance variable as well as the static variable. But static method can only access the static variable. It cannot access the instance variable. Okay. Now, the most important part, to call the non-static method, object creation is compulsory. By using the object of the class, only we can access the method. But to call the static method, object is not required. We can access directly by calling the using the class name. Okay. Now here it comes why static method is not able to access the instance variable. Okay. Now if you see the concept of object creation, once object is created, clear, when the object will be created, the instance variable for number, the memory will be allocated. Clear? But before object creation, the static method will be called by JVM. Now all the static methods will be called before the creation of the object. So there the question is not coming of the instance variable, as instance variable have not got any kind of memory. So how they can be accessed inside the method? So that's why static method cannot access the instance variable because memory is not allocated when the static method gets executed by JVM. Clear? Okay. So you can see here regarding static variable, we have discussed in types of variable. For an overview, we can check that it is declared with a keyword static. It cannot be local because a single memory is allocated for the class and every object will share that one. That is the single copy. A single copy is created and shared by all the objects of the class. Okay. Now, memory is allocated only once and it belongs to the class, not to any object. Everything we have discussed through example also in the types of variable video. Now, if you check the concept of static method, you can check that the static method belongs to the class. Remember, this is the first point. It belongs to the class. Okay. So it can be called without creating the object of the class. Then it can only access the static data members and it can change the value. It cannot access any other variable which is not static. Clear? It cannot use non-static data members because memory is not allocated. Clear? So for static method, it belongs to the class, and the most important point, it can be accessed without creating the object of that particular class. Okay. Now coming to the next one, is your static block. Let's see the example, then only you can understand in a better way. So use of static block in Java. So the static blocks are defined with the keyword static. That's all. Okay. So static block is only declared with the keyword static, nothing more than that. Okay. But what is the use of that? Okay. So public static void main, the main method is present, and one static block is present. Clear? Let's execute this one. Compile successfully. So this is the miracle. Till now we have having the idea that execution starts from the main method, but the execution of static block first done before the execution of the main method. Clear? So any block which is declared as static will be executed before the execution of the main method. Now we have discussed that whenever you are declaring or using a static method, it cannot access the instance variable. Why? Because before the execution of the main method or before the execution of or creation of the object, JVM calls the static method. So inside the static method, you can access what? Static variables. So that means static variable also needs memory to be initialized. If you are declaring any variable as static integer number equal to 20. So how this allocation will be done or initialization will be done? So for that, static block is responsible. Clear? So static block is responsible to initialize all the static variables in the program. So before the execution of the main method, I can utilize the static block to do my pre-processing work. Clear? And definitely, if you are not providing any static block in your program, then JVM is automatically providing the static block because it has to initialize all the static variables inside the program before execution of the main method. Clear? Okay. Now, if one question will come that if I can execute a static block before the main method, then is main method is compulsory? Because I can write like this system.exit 0 so that I'll come out of my program. Okay. Now check. I am not using main method. Compilation done successfully. Okay, but while executing, it is showing that main method not found in the class this one. Please define the main method as like this. Okay, so in Java 1.6 till Java 1.6, if you are not writing main method, without main method also you can execute a simple Java program by using static block. But after that, if main method is not required, you are thinking that main method is not required, but still you have to write down main method. Okay, so let's execute this one by writing the main method and we'll check the output. Okay, compiled successfully, executed first static block. So that means the control is not entering to the main method. Why? Because you are starting the execution from the static block. First statement, it is being printed. After that, system.exit will execute and you will come out of the program. It is not entering to the main block and it is not showing you the message. Clear? It doesn't mean that the program execution can be done without the use of main method as the control is not entering to the block. It's not like that. You have to write down the main method, but the body may not execute because of system.exit or indirectly due to the static block. Clear? Okay. Now the next question comes to your mind. Can we have multiple number of static blocks? Let's write 3 static blocks. Second static block, third static block. Okay. So we have defined 3 static blocks. Compiled successfully, executed. So what is the output? This is the first static block, then the second static block, then the third static block. Means all static blocks are getting executed before entering to the main method. Then it is enter after completion of all static block execution, then the control is entering to the main method and the output is coming. Clear? But you can see the order of execution defines in which order you are defining the static block. Clear? So for this particular second static block, I'm defining out after the main method. Okay. Even if I have defined this one after this first static block, but this depends on the order of execution in which order you have defined. Clear? So let's check the output. First, it will enter to the class first static block. As per our analysis, this will be our first output. Then it will encounter the second static block. Then it will search the entire program where any more static block is present. Yes, it is present. So third static block will be executed. Then it will enter to the main method and the fourth statement will be executed. Okay. So let's check. Then first static block, then third static block, because you have removed the second static block and you have defined after the main method. So then second static block and then inside main method. Okay. So in a single program, we can keep static block by using the keyword static, whose use is to initialize the static data members in the program and which executes before the main method. Okay. In a single program, we can have multiple number of static blocks, but all the static blocks execution depends in which order they execute. You have defined the static block. Clear? Okay. Now check this one. So this static block is used to initialize the static data members of the class. Okay. It executes before the main method. Then the order of execution of static blocks is in the order they are defined. Very important point. Okay. Next is, it is not possible to execute a Java class without the main method. Remember, this is one of the important point in this video, that if anyone is saying that without main method you can execute a program, that is okay. But after Java 1.6, you have to write down at least the main method. Otherwise, during execution, one error message will come that main method is not present. So you have to define the main method, and then maybe the body of the main method will not execute because of the static block. You are just leaving the program from the static block itself, but you have to define the main method inside your program. Clear? Now, next thing is coming to your mind after static variable, then static method, then static block. So if we have static block, can we have non-static block in our program? Yes, definitely. But for non-static block, no need to write non-static. This is a non-static block. Okay. So if you write first non-static block. So any block which is static have to use static keyword before that. But if any block whose prototype is not available, whose prototype is not present, whose name is not present, only a pair of bracket is available, that block is known as your non-static block. Clear? Now what is the use of non-static block? Let's execute this program again so that you can understand. Compilation done. No, we are not getting any output of non-static block. This is general that we have discussed, that first static block will come, then the main method will execute. But as you have defined the non-static block, we didn't get any response from that. Okay. Now we will get the response whenever I am creating the object. Clear? I am creating the object, and then we'll see the difference in the output. Done. See, first static block, then execution of main method. Once object is created, instantly the non-static block gets called. Clear? But till now we know that whenever object will be created, what will happen? The constructor will be called. If you don't know anything about constructor, you can check our video of constructor, where you will know that whenever object is created, automatically the constructor will be called. Done. So we know that whenever object will be created, instantly the constructor will be called. Clear? But now a new thing has happened, that we are getting the non-static block. Okay. But let's check whether whenever you are creating the object, whether the constructor will be called first or non-static block is called first. Let's check this one. Then interesting fact will come, that first static block is executing, then you are entering to the main method, you are creating the object. Before constructor, the non-static blocks is executing, then the constructor is being called. Clear? So that means till now uh, we know that, or whatever the sequence we have understood, that my program execution will start from main method, then object creation will be done, then constructor will be called. Clear? This is what the idea was there in our mind. But after this video, we'll know that once you'll enter to the or execute the code on priority basis, first static block will be executed. Then after completion of all static blocks, you will enter to the main method. After entering to the main method, you are creating the object. But before the constructor will be called, first of all, the non-static block will execute. And after that, the constructor will be called. Clear? So, but why this non-static block is required? You can relate that whenever static block you are creating, you are allocating memory for all static variables. Clear? But whenever object is created, you will allocate memory for instance variable. So this non-static block is responsible to initialize the instance variables. Clear? And for which the constructor will allocate the memory. And in other sense, constructor will construct the object or allocate memory for the object by using the non-static block. Clear? Okay. So this is what the sequence. Done. If we'll relate to one real life example, now I can say that if you'll consider your own case, so what we normally say, I'll go to class, I'll appear for exam, and I'll get job. The day whenever I have taken admission, this is what in my mind. I'll enter to the classroom, I'll appear for exam, and directly I'll get a job. Clear, nothing more I have to do. But the highest priority work the parents are doing, the fees payment before entering to the class. Okay. After entering to the class, you are appearing for exam directly. No, you are preparing for exam. You are studying. These are the important tasks. Whatever is maintained, then only the sequence is correctly maintained. So whenever you are taking admission into college, don't think that once you'll go to college into the classroom, then you'll appear for exam and job is ready for you. No, the highest priority work is here. After that, you are entering the classroom. Then you are preparing yourself for the exam, appearing for exam. If completed successfully, then only you are getting the job. Clear? So same thing you can relate to your Java program. Okay. So before execution of main method, the static block gets executed with highest priority. Then the main method. Then object creation. Then the non-static block. Then your constructor. This is the original sequence of execution of Java program. Clear? So through the example also you have experienced that how the sequence is being maintained. Now coming to the second point, like static block, can we have multiple number of non-static blocks? Let's check. So this is my second non-static block, third non-static block. I have created the object. Let's check which non-static block is executing for the object. Done. Wow. So first is the static block, then you're entering the main method. Now all the non-static blocks are executing before the constructor is called. Clear? So again, the order of the execution depends in which order you are defining the non-static block. Let's define one of the non-static block. After the, this will not work as per our objective. Let's copy the second one. Okay. So first, then third, then second. Okay. So let's check whether the same sequence is coming or not. Okay. Done. First non-static block, then third, then second. Because if your program contains multiple number of non-static blocks, then the output depends on the order of execution. In which order you have defined that one. Clear? Now let's check one more interesting concept in non-static block. Okay. I am creating one more object. Done. So to differentiate this one, so after creation of object 1, and this is for object 2. Let's check. I have not done anything new. I have just created another object. Done. Great. First is the static block. After that, I am entering to the main method. Now, whenever the first object is created, all the non-static blocks are getting executed. Then the constructor is executed. Then your object work is over. Okay. But that is not interesting. That we have discussed earlier. The interesting part is whenever I am creating the second object, again the non-static blocks are executing and then the constructor is executed. Clear? So that means any number of objects you are creating inside the object, you are allocating memory for the instance variables. Okay. So for every object, constructor will be called. But before that, every time you are creating the object, the non-static blocks will get executed. Clear? Okay. So for every object, all the non-static blocks will be executed separately. Done. So this is what the example you have realized. Let's check the, we have seen the static block. Now let's check the non-static block. Okay. Now check. This is a class level block. Okay. Which do not have any prototype. Non-static block doesn't have any prototype, just a pair of brackets. Okay. This is used to execute any logic whenever an object is created. Very important point. Before execution of the constructor. Clear? So non-static blocks gets executed before the execution of the constructor. Automatically called by the JVM for every object creation. We have seen the last example that for every object you are creating, the non-static blocks will be executed repeatedly, separately. Okay. And the last one, the order of execution of non-static block depends what, in which order they are defined. Clear? Okay. So the static keyword is used for static variables, static methods, static blocks, and we have also seen like static block, what is the use of non-static block in Java. Okay. So thank you everyone for watching this.